What's that? Hello gals and ghouls, it's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. It is currently the last week before September, and that means it's almost spooky season. I am a huge fan of Halloween, mostly because my birthday's in October, but I also love just everything about Halloween, the spooks, the dressing up, the candy. It's a great time. So every year I've wanted to do a big Halloween project with multiple costumes, but because I work in the costuming industry, Halloween is usually taken up with work making stuff for other people, and I usually make a big Halloween costume for my parents every year. So with COVID, I figured this is probably the best time to do my big Halloween project. And so I was scrolling on Pinterest the other day and I saw a bunch of like vintage witch pinup cards, and I was like, oh, I like that. But I was like, how can I put my own twist on it? And of course I do Disney princesses, so I was like, Disney princess witches. Perfect, I love it. So I also just got news that I got hired to do props for a couple of different Twitch shows all under the same company. And that starts next week, so I have exactly 1 week of free time. And then I start working about 12-hour days, 4 days a week with 3 days off. However, the week before Halloween, or the weekend before Halloween, I'm also going out to Arizona to meet my boyfriend's family, so that really only gives me a week and 2 weekends of 3 days to get everything done. And so I was thinking, okay, how many costumes can I do? And looking at Instagram, the way it lays out, really 6 is kind of the best option, so that's a nice even row, because I do rows on Instagram. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, you can follow me there. Here's my handle somewhere across here. So yeah, that basically gives me a week and 2 3-day weekends to get everything done, which I think is possible, but then I also have to shoot everything, so really I only have a week and 3 days to build everything, and then 1 weekend to shoot everything. I think it'll only take a day to shoot everything, but I think giving myself a couple days will be the best. And then because I live in the forest above LA, I will just walk out into my front yard basically and go shoot in the woods, so I think I can get it done. But let's put the hair up and go over to the sketch table and I'll show you what I have been working on. So for all the princesses, I wanted to go for their peasant outfits except for Belle, and so to keep in line with the vintage vibe, I'm going to do skirts for most of them, either a circle or gathered skirt based on my tutorial. For Cinderella, she's going to have a brown witch hat that I'm going to make with some flowers in the hair. I'm also going to make a blue circle-sleeved blouse in a wrap top, because that's something that I've wanted in my wardrobe for a while. I'm also going to make a lace-up bodice that will be black on one side and brown on the other, so that it can double for Rapunzel later. And then I will use the brown pinafore, but tucking the pinafore part into the skirt so that it looks like just the skirt, and the apron. For Belle, I wanted to keep her a little more elegant, almost as if she's the head witch, so she's going to be wearing a black hat and my Belle bodice with some sort of black choker, as well as my gold Snow White skirt, and I'm going to put some lace spiderweb peplums on it. Then for Ariel, I'm going with her Kiss the Girl look, so I'll need to make a blue circle skirt, a black corset with a V-notch at the front, and of course the black hat, and I already have the pale blue undershirt, fortunately due to a dye error in my laundry. And then for Aurora, I'm going to use the same Ariel corset, but do the lacing at the front. I'm going to use a blouse that I made for a upcoming cottagecore video. I'm going to make a peachy mauve gathered skirt and some cute little heels, and of course flowers in her hair in both pink and blue. Then for Rapunzel, I'm going to use the reverse of Cinderella's lace-up bodice, and this one will be black with some eyelet lace over it. I'm going to have a pink bishop sleeve blouse underneath that I have to make as well, and a taffeta skirt in a plummy color. And you'll notice that this is very similar to her traveling outfit in most of the Tangled TV show. I'm also going to use the black hat for her and make her flower. So she'll be like a little healer witch. And then maybe an apron too. So yeah, and then Alice will just be in her regular outfit with the brown witch hat, because I like the idea of Alice falling into a witch's coven or something like that. Alright, so now that I have my designs figured out, I like to make a list of all the things that I need to make. And because I don't have a lot of time, I'm going to be doubling up a lot of the items or keeping them kind of simple. And since I kind of want to do the vintage pinup vibe, that's going to be mostly a lot of circle skirts and corsets, which I can knock out pretty quick, so I'm not too worried about that. And then I have a lot of the undershirts that I want to wear under the costumes, so I think that'll be fine. So I have my list here of everything I need to make, so I'm going to go down the list and put it on screen here. Right here. Yeah, and then I think that's it. So let's get started. I will probably start with the vest and some little props and stuff and painting some things to go on the tables. So let's get to it. I started off the project by making some little decorations and stuff to go in the background on the witch's table. I found these wonderful lanterns for a couple bucks at the dollar store, but they were flat black, which isn't very fun, so I took my favorite gold rub and buff and rubbed them gold. I also got some candlesticks from my local craft thrift store and rub and buffed them gold as well. Then I moved on to the circle shirt, which I was super excited to wear. So I will show you in my next video exactly how to make this shirt, but it's pretty simple. It's just a little wrap top with some circle sleeves. You do the typical sew up the darts, sew up the shoulders, set in the sleeve, hem the neckline, and then use a long strip of wide bias cut fabric that can wrap around your body twice to make the tie, and then make a little buttonhole to slip one of the ties through. Then I moved on to the lace-up bodice, and I cut one layer of black twill and faced it with some eyelet cotton. And you'll notice that this says puns because I'm working on another Rapunzel and she'll be coming out probably sometime next year. I sewed up all of the black layer, and then I cut one brown layer and sewed that all up together. And then I put the two right sides together and sewed around the front by the opening and the bottom, flipped it right side out, stitched some boning channels, turned in the seam allowance, put in the bones, and top stitched it closed, and then added grommets. And again, I'll show you next week how to make this one too. I moved on to making some witch hats. These are super simple. I can share the dimensions on my blog later. But you just cut two donut shapes, stitch the outer circumference closed, then turn it right sides out and stitch a channel. Then I put some wire in it. You'll want some stiff, heavy gauge wire so that it holds tension and doesn't become floppy. And slip that into the channel, and then I even made some little loops on the wire to stitch it down if need be. Then you cut a cone shape and add a channel along the seam to put another wire so that the so that the cone of the hat is posable. Then you pin the cone into the brim and stitch along the edge. This is a little difficult. You'll have to bend the brim out of the way, but it's definitely possible. And then just tuck the extra wire up and out of the way. This week I moved on to making the corset. I took my Belle corset pattern, which I promise is coming soon, and I added a fashion layer of the same eyelet cotton, but I just made sure to take away the notch in the center front to make that little V shape. And I sewed this exactly like all my other corset tutorial series, so I'm not going to go over this in great detail. It is made of one layer of twill and one layer of denim for the lining. Stitch your bony channels, put the bones in, and you're good to go. Oh, and of course bind it, which I did later in the week. Hello friends! So I got a lot done this week. I still have a little bit more to do. I'll throw a little checklist up here of the stuff that I still have to finish, but it's not too much. I got most of the skirts done, most of the bodice done. I still have to do the corset. Yeah, that's kind of it. Hopefully I can get everything done in the next week and be ready to shoot the week thereafter. Then I styled all of my wigs. I was able to do all except for Rapunzel, which you'll see later. Unfortunately, I don't get to her. But if you want to see Rapunzel, let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to shoot her for November. Hello friends! So I got a lot done this week. I just have a couple wigs left to style and then I'm pretty much ready to go for next weekend. I have exactly one weekend to get everything shot, but knowing how my weekends are usually packed with tying up loose ends from work and stuff, I will probably only have a day to shoot everything, so I'm pretty sure I can get them all done in one weekend, but we'll see how it goes. This week was pretty cool at work. They wanted a angel and demon thing for a segment, and well, you know, I've got this headdress that would kind of work, and I've got some demon horns from my Asteria shoot and my Demon Satyr Bride shoot, so I brought them in and they ended up loving them, which is really cool. So here are some photos of my art at work on the hosts of the show, which is really exciting. And I need to put a little disclaimer here. Any views or opinions or beliefs expressed by myself do not reflect my employer. They do not sponsor me. They do not affiliate with me, with my brand, my channel, or anything like that. Yeah, just a quick little disclaimer, but it made me really happy to see my art on other people and on a show that a lot of people see, so that was really cool. Yeah, I will see you guys next weekend for the actual shoot. Then that morning I traced all the way into the woods carrying so much stuff. I was so exhausted that day from the amount of work. I thought it'd be easier, but that little bit of a hike was a lot on me. But then I just set up the tables, and here is how I shoot everything.
got everything set up, but as you can see, it is far too bright to be filming anything. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes, grab lunch. In the meantime, I thought I would show you guys how I set up and film my video. So I have a Sony a7S with a 28 to 75 2.8, I believe, and then a monitor by FeelWorld. That way I can see when I get back into position exactly what I'm looking at. And then I also have this remote, JCC. It's a Bluetooth remote, I believe, or a infrared remote. But basically when I hit the button, it takes a picture. I don't like that it doesn't have a record button. Oh. Okay, I guess it does have a record button. It's the center button here. That's dumb. I'm blonde sometimes. But yeah, so I just get that set up until I find the positioning that I like and then just shoot away. I'm primarily going to actually shoot... Oh, there's a quail run! I'm primarily going to shoot video today because I like posting videos more than photos. And the nice thing about Premiere is if you're editing on Premiere, there's a function where you can pull stills from your video. So I'm basically just gonna like start the camera, do all my positions and stuff, and then just pull stills as I see fit. I just finished shooting Belle, which means I have Ariel, Rapunzel, and Aurora. And I'm losing light quick. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get them all in today because I still have to either style my hair or restyle one of my wigs for Aurora and then style Rapunzel because I just didn't have time. I'm back. I was able to style the Aurora wig just in the nick of time, and the sun is behind the mountains, which means the coyotes are gonna start coming out, which means I gotta work very fast. So unfortunately I didn't have Aurora's wig done, so I had to jump straight to Ariel instead of going down my list like I planned. Also, I lost an earring back, so I had to use a pin back for my earring. So now I gotta try and at least wipe off the brows and do them blonde. I have like maybe half an hour max to get the rest of this done. I look like such a clown right now. Oh my god. Okay, close enough. Lips can stay. Eyes can stay, I guess. Let's put the wig on. So I wanted to use my own hair because it's Aurora length now, but that's not gonna happen. So I was able to quickly style this wig and make it work. That's actually pretty cute. I am okay with that. Which means I need this, my grandma's like 1930s children's sewing machine. Let's go shoot. So apparently I have overloaded the battery that I use to power my box light. You can't see it, but in there is a like car battery, a small one, or a motorcycle battery that has this weird thingy-majigger that my dad made hooked up to it so that I can get, what is it, DC power? AC power. AC power, I believe. That then powers the light. The light. But the little thingy-majigger says that it's overloaded, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's like almost no light, so I think I got a couple things with Aurora, but this might have to be it. And I probably won't be able to get Rapunzel.
Unfortunately, I didn't have time to shoot Rapunzel, but honestly, I'm super happy with how this shoot came out. From all the stuff that I made for it to being able to shoot it myself, I'm very happy. But if you would like to see Rapunzel, let me know in the comments down below and I'd be happy to share her in November. I hope you all have a very safe and happy Halloween, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!